Hi you guys, if you want to learn how to make my easy and delicious chicken and rice soup, stay tuned. So the first thing I am going to do is peel some sweet potatoes. Yes, sweet potatoes. I am not a fan of cooked carrots for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I thought, I would try sweet potatoes in this dish instead of the traditional carrot. Anybody who knows me personally know that I love sweet potato. Obviously the traditional sweet potato pie and the candied sweet potatoes, but I also love putting them in other things like cornbread. Sweet potato cornbread is hands down one of my family's favorite things. Miso sweet potatoes are also a favorite, but I also like doing sweet potato biscuits, which I've been doing a lot as well. So if you guys want to see any of those recipes, please let me know and I will get started on working on that. So now that I'm done dicing up these sweet potatoes, I thought it would be a good idea to roast them in the air fryer for a little while. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on them just like so, and then I'm going to season them up generously with some salt, some pepper, some onion powder, garlic powder, and an Italian seasoning blend. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this step with roasting your sweet potatoes, but I find that it gives the sweet potato a little more structure, a little more oomph and flavor. I just love the taste of a sweet potato once it's roasted. Got a little bit of char in it. That's like one of my favorite things. So again, you don't have to do it, but I highly suggest it. And look at my baby. She is always up to something. I love her. She's so sweet. So now let's get started on working on the soup part of this chicken and rice soup. So I put a little bit of that oil again at the base of my pot, and I'm going to take some onion here. I just have some frozen chopped onion, and that's what I use. You can use fresh if you have that on hand. Once those onions sweat down a bit, I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic paste, about a tablespoon, half a tablespoon. And then I'm also going to be adding in an Italian herb paste. I love these two together. They just add so much like a depth of flavor, and you want that particularly when you're building flavors for the base of a soup. All right, so then I added in some chopped up shiitake mushrooms that I chopped up earlier, and I love shiitake. That's probably my favorite mushroom, shiitake mushrooms. Love it. I sauteed that for a little bit, and now we're going to add our roasted sweet potatoes that we roasted earlier in the air fryer. Give that a good stir, just like so, and then it's looking really, really good already. I can probably just eat it like that, to be honest. And now we're going to add our chicken broth. You can use whatever. You can use homemade chicken broth. You can use whatever brand chicken broth. I'm just using Swanson's, and this is a 48-ounce container, which is about 6 cups. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our roasted chicken. I shredded up a whole rotisserie chicken, and I'm going to put that in and give that a good gentle stir, just like so. And I thought it needed a little bit more liquid, so I added in another probably 2 cups of water. So in totality, about 8 or so cups of liquid, 6 cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of water. All right, so I went ahead and let my soup simmer for about 40 minutes or so. And here is what it's looking like. I really wanted this soup to be kind of, give a low and slow, kind of hearty feel to it. The weather here in Florida has been so up and down. It's been warm one day and really, really cold the next day. So it's been kind of making everybody feel kind of wonky. And so I think we just needed something like really nice and like comforting and hearty. It is quite cold as of lately, but who knows what it'll be like next week. All right, so I've digressed. All right, so in almost every cooking video, I tell you guys to taste your food, and I did just that. And I feel like it needed just a little bit more chicken flavor, so I just added a little bit of chicken bouillon and a little bit of pepper. Let that simmer for an additional 5 minutes, and that is it. Now, I know y'all said, where is the rice in the chicken and rice soup? Y'all, my sister actually gave me the idea of separating the two and not putting the rice into the soup. And I thought that was such an amazing idea, because every time the following day, the rice always sucks up all of the broth. And I don't like that. So I separated mine. You can put your rice in your soup if you want it combined like that. But I like mine separate, just like I'm showing you guys here. And y'all, when I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. It was just what my household needed. It was so good. It was so flavorful. This is probably one of my favorite things that I've made this year so far. Y'all, it is so good. I hope you give it a try. Let me know if you do in the comments below. I love y'all so much. I thank y'all so much for watching as always. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Until then, bye.